Hello and welcome to a new episode of Autism Dating. So today's video is really special. Someone sent me an email today and they gave me permission to read the email and so I'm going to actually dissect an email, and so it's going to be very valuable to all of you. And I'm not going to give out any names who sent the email to me or anything like that, but I got their permission. So let me first read to you the email. So the email subject is this: girl turned me down. Okay, so first things first. There's this girl I found online at meetme.com. What is that? Let me click on it. Meetme.com. I guess it's a dating website. Okay, so I've been texting her since June. I wanted to see her in person. We were both the same age and common interest. The only place I'd be able to meet her was at her church. I had to meet her and her mom before I could do activities with her. Okay, so far everything's going good. He met someone online. They were texting, so it means that, he got her phone number. He could only meet her at church. Okay, sounds reasonable. Had to meet her mom. Okay, fine. But, here we go. My parents wouldn't let me see her at church. I couldn't wait any longer to see her. I rode a taxi to her church. I surprised her. When the service was over, I couldn't find her. I asked the church if they'd seen her. They brought her to me, guarding her. I'm never armed. I greeted her. She mentioned that she just deleted my number while I was there. She said she's not ready for men in her life. This is my first and only time meeting her. Hours after getting home, I found out that she unfriended my Facebook and changed her privacy settings. And then on this Facebook link, she sounded like she liked the messages I sent. Okay, so here we go. So, yeah, she wanted to meet you at church. But okay, let's say someone says they want to meet you at a location. First of all, in this situation, you did not get permission, or this individual did not get permission to go and see her from her. So, he surprised her. That's never a good thing. That is called being a stalker in a woman's eyes. You do not want to be a stalker. So, so she deleted him. So you freaked her out. That's what happened. So he freaked her out. So they've been texting for 3 months, since late June actually. And then he created this Facebook wall post, or a Facebook post. And I'm going to go over some of it. And I don't think that this post is very appropriate. I don't know if she's seen it or not. But he put this on Facebook. And it's a collection of their exchanges that they had through text. So I'm going to read some of these exchanges. But he posted them on Facebook for everybody to see. And that's not really appropriate. Because when you're talking to someone, you should really respect their privacy. So again, I'm not giving out any names here, so I don't feel like I'm going too far into that, but this is different because he posted on Facebook. But you don't want to post your text that you sent between someone on Facebook. It's not a very good thing to do. So here we go. So they say, how are you? I was good. How are you? Good, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so she mentioned she's looking for a job. She says in her spare times like this. So, they had an exchange going on through text, talking about getting a job, listening to music and singing. Okay, so here's a text that he sends. So they're sending basic back and forth text. And this is on June 27th. All right, if you're feeling uncomfortable, so this is after she says, well, I guess there was a 9-minute pause, it looks like. So this was 9:53, 9 minutes later. The text stops saying, okay, so she stopped texting after 9 minutes. It's okay, don't freak out. But he says, if you're feeling uncomfortable, don't need to be. Don't mind you asking questions. Okay, don't ever say if you're feeling uncomfortable, first of all. Don't say that, because it means, you're implying that you are making him uncomfortable. You don't want to say that. Then she says, I'm not feeling comfortable. And she responds to him. And actually that's at 10:09, so 7 minutes later. So, when someone stops texting, they could have got distracted. A phone call could have come up. Texting's annoying, to say the least, because, people have a life. And that's why I prefer talking on the phone personally. But I mean, you didn't do that. And also, once you have someone's text, once you start texting them after maybe 3 days or so, give them a call. If they don't answer, just leave a message. Since you have their number anyway, because try to go from texting to phone call to meeting in person. And in this case, they've been talking for about 3 months. So I would actually say, if there was issues meeting in person, try to talk to the person on Skype first. So in your case, I would have tried, either calling her if she didn't respond to your phone calls. I would have tried, seeing if she'd be okay talking on Skype. But anyway, here we go. They were talking about siblings. So basic conversations. Seems good so far. At the very end, at the end of the day of June 27th, he has a post. You may have already guessed or feeling awkward asking about it, but this is me. And he posts to wikihow.com, do you have a boyfriend who has Asperger's syndrome? Okay, so you're just asking questions like, do you like to cook? What type of music do you listen to? I think it's okay to say I have Asperger's syndrome, but directly going to and putting a link to a post, deal with a boyfriend has Asperger's syndrome, in my opinion, is inappropriate when you just start texting that person. You haven't got to that stage in a relationship yet. So if you want to have a girl, let's say you meet a girl online or in person or whatever, and you want to tell her about, having Asperger's syndrome or being autistic, what I recommend is that, linking to a link is a great idea, but I don't recommend linking to a link on how to date someone, because first of all, even though you met online and everything like that, you're just asking basic questions. You guys haven't gone on a date yet. So I would just link to what you need to know, like a link about what you need to know about people on the autism spectrum or something like that, or Autism Explained. Whatever, something that explains what autism or Asperger's is if that person doesn't know. Or you could say, do you know what autism is? Do you know what Asperger's is? And they say, yeah, I know. Or like, oh yeah, how do you know? And then they say, oh, I have a sibling. Like, oh yeah, I also have Asperger's. Whatever. But this is way too soon in my opinion. But moving on. Okay. So they say good night. A few days later, this guy says, this is your lucky day, I just happen to be single. So, in my opinion, again, that's a little bit too much. Or you already linked to the link about dating someone in the first place, but you want to kind of be flirting. Like, instead of saying I happen to be single, instead what you should do is, test the waters. Be like, oh, I really like your photo on Facebook. You have a very pretty smile, or you look lovely in that dress, and things like that. So you want to be kind of flirtatious, but saying this is your lucky day, I just happen to be single, is kind of corny in my opinion. And I don't know if that had an impact. It might have. I think, well, this is what I think. I think when you put the link about the dating a boyfriend who has, first of all, she's not your girlfriend. So that's why I would say put something that explains autism instead of something about how to date someone. Because you guys you're not even close to that stage yet. So this kind of comes across as being a bit desperate, is what I'm saying. So moving on. So they have some more conversations. They haven't texted for a long time, it seems like, because it's July 8th. So maybe she avoided him after. It looks like I don't know if he's keeping some texts up, but if he hasn't kept texts out, then she avoided him. In which case, for a few days, she avoided him for about a week. In which case, it implies that his text about saying that I happen to be single and all that kind of made her uncomfortable. I don't know though if there's text omitted or not, but it kind of looks like it, because he asks what do you like to do, and she goes over that she likes to sing and stuff and stuff like that she mentioned earlier a few days ago. So it kind of seems like that they kind of started over again. I might be wrong here, but it seems that way. In which case, yeah, she was uncomfortable by the text that he sent. So things are kind of going good. You know, she says, you know, I'd like you to text me tomorrow. Good night. That's great. But here we go. This is July 8th. They haven't really flirted too much. So this is kind of his flirtatious thing. At this moment, 3.7 million are sleeping, 2.3 million are falling in love. This is after she says you should text me tomorrow. 4.1 million are eating, and only one cute person in the whole world is reading my SMS. Good night. But she does respond kind of positively. You're so sweet. So I guess it kind of worked out, and they're talking the next day. And he's actually getting a bit flirtatious. So here we go. And so they actually, the conversation's kind of going well now. So the first couple of weeks, things were awkward. She stops texting him. They resume texting. Why am I going over all this? Well, I'm trying to dissect. Because first of all, a lot of people on the autism spectrum, they consider a relationship online like a real physical life relationship. And the opinion that I got from I haven't finished reading all the texts, and but the impression I got from reading his email message and from reading these text messages is that he considered this girl online to be a real relationship. And the thing is though, you meet someone online, until you meet them in person, you're not in a relationship with them. And even if you get kind of flirtatious with them, it doesn't mean anything. She could be texting all sorts of guys. She could be meeting all sorts of guys in person. There's various reasons. You know, some women go online dating, you know, set up an online profile because they got a relationship, or they want to feel good, so they like it when guys talk to them online or whatever. So they don't necessarily have the intention. I don't necessarily, you know, this person might have had the intention of meeting someone, but you know, they don't always have the intention of necessarily meeting in person. A lot of girls actually online dating don't actually end up meeting in person. And I gotten better at figuring out, you know, if someone's never going to meet me, or sometimes a girl is really shy and hesitant of meeting someone online. You know, it's kind of scary meeting someone online. You know, people feel more comfortable when you meet them in person because they get an instant impression. That instant impression is kind of missing. Yeah, you have all this written stuff, but people oftentimes are different in person than they are online. Almost every girl I've met has been different in person than they were online. Although most women tell me I'm almost exactly the same in person as I'm online. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's all these videos and everything. So, I don't know. But, anyway. So moving on. Let's go over some more of these texts. So, they texting. July comes. Okay, here's where things get creepy. So, they've only been texting. And this is why I'm talking about the relationship thing. As I lie awake in my bed, all sorts of thoughts run through my head, like, why do I love you as much as I do? And then I realize it is because you are you. Okay, don't ever tell a girl that you love her if you haven't met her in person. It's freaky, and it could freak a girl out. Okay, so this is what I'm going at. You know, you tell a girl I think in our heads, you know, we see ourselves in a relationship. I've been there. I've done that. I told a girl online that I loved her. You know, some of my earlier dating experiences involved what I called, you know, forming a relationship online, which I don't. Today, I realize is not a real relationship, and so, you know, it's just not appropriate to tell a girl online that you love her until you've met her in person. And when I say until you met her in person, that means going on at least 2-3 dates or even more. Because some people take that pretty seriously. Or if there's a really strong connection, I guess you can say that like on the second date. Definitely don't say on the first date because you guys just met each other. You can make her run away. You don't want that. And then they're talking about love. It's August 22nd. Okay, so texting, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now there was a text that that was kind of freaky. So you know, there's more of this going on, but they haven't met in person. Now it's October, so August, September, October. Months go by. And here's the last text that's listed before he visited her at church. So this is October 4th. On October 4th, he says this: "There's just one thing I want to change about you real soon." What is that? Your last name. Whoa! Let me read that again in case you missed that. "There's just one thing I want to change about you real soon. Your last name." Whoa. You haven't met her in person, dude. Okay, and if you tell this to a girl, if you say, "I want to marry you online," which is essentially what you said there, that's really freaky. Don't ever tell a girl that you just met online that you want to marry her. Okay. 3 days later, that's when he goes to church. So maybe they stopped communicating after those 3 days. I don't know, because he hasn't listed any more texts. So anyway, 3 days later, he goes to church, and she freaks out. I think the text might have freaked her out, the whole marriage thing. And then on here, it says from June 27th to October 7th, and then there's a broken heart. The two of you were never together, first of all. And if you have, and this is very common for a lot of people on the spectrum. We go through these sort of things. We think they're a real relationship. They're not a real relationship. And so yeah. So anyway, first of all, you know, he has her name up here. He has these bunch of texts, and these are all on his Facebook page. This is inappropriate. First of all, you know, these texts should not be up there. This is private. I only read them, you know, because I'm not giving out the names, because I want to specifically show people, you know, how to handle a relationship. So, you know, you shouldn't really tell someone you love them until you met them in person, and you definitely don't ask someone to marry them via text when, well, you shouldn't tell them, you know, via text, period, but you should definitely don't do it when you haven't met them yet. And then if they don't respond to you, you don't go stalk them by going to church. Okay, so what I would have done if it was me. So first of all, I think the longest that one should wait before meeting someone in person via the internet is about a month. There are always exceptions. You know, there are, you know, sometimes long distance relationships happen. You know, things can occur, but the rule of thumb is if it's been over a month, the girl either is uncomfortable, doesn't know what she wants, or she's just playing you along. And so if it's been over a month, my suggestion is to cut your losses. And so it's great that he got his text. That's great. So after you get the text, you know, like I said, after 3 days, call her up. She doesn't respond, leave a message, text her some more. You know, try calling her up again. You know, maybe she might talk. If not, that's cool. Ask, you know, if she's not ready to meet in person, say, how about we Skype sometime? You know, because Skyping, you know, it's kind of like meeting in person, but you have a barrier. You know, you're not in real life. You're not going to do anything crazy to her. She can feel safe and comfortable. So Skype's a great avenue for, I think Skype is actually a really great avenue for online dating, and I don't think a lot of people take advantage of that. But you definitely should take advantage of that. So overall, this is a very common relationship for someone on the spectrum. I've been through this myself quite a few times. So what I want to get at is this. I know this is a long video, but what I want to get is this. Okay, so if this is you, let's say you're this kind of person who's been through this relationship, you're going through this type of thing, you've only met people online, you've done this over and over again. So my suggestion is that you either find a really good friend to help you, work at this, and meet people in person. You have to meet people in person. That's the trick. You got to practice in person. I think online dating's good, but I think you need to get in-person practice. You don't necessarily have to date someone. You just have to go up to a girl and start a conversation with her, and you got to practice doing that. So having a friend, if you can get someone to help you with that. If that's not possible, read books on dating. Just Google up best books on dating. You'll get a long list of books. Read the description. Go on Amazon. Read the reviews. Read the descriptions. Find the one that you think is going to best fit your personality. There's a lot of books on dating. Read books on dating, body language, whatever. Also, if you're interested, I offer life coaching, and it's not just for dating. I offer the life coaching for all sorts of things, like leadership, making friends, working on social skills. Dating is one of them. I do sessions on Skype, and I do them in real life. So if you live in Southern California, I actually, I work with you one-on-one. We go places, and if you want to get a girlfriend, I'll coach you on going up to a girl. We'll go somewhere where there's women. Go up to them, and I'll give you feedback and stuff. I'm not saying have me as a coach. I'm saying read books, find a friend. But if you're interested, my rate's pretty reasonable for Skype. It's $25 an hour, or I offer a package deal of 5 hours for $100. So that's something that I also offer, and I don't care. Again, I don't care if you use me. I'm just saying that it's something that's out there. Like I said. So don't think I'm trying to promote myself, because I'm not. It's just something that I'm offering. Take it if you want to. Don't take it. I really don't care. But if you're in this position, you do need help. You need to work on yourself. You need to do something. You need to go outside your comfort zone. You need to go. You need to meet people in person. And that either means getting someone to help you out and offer advice, or reading books and taking and actually listening to the books and going outside your comfort zone and doing what it says. If not, what's going to happen is, in this situation, you're going to do the same thing over and over again, and then you're going to get disenfranchised, and you're going to give up on dating, and you're going to feel lonely and depressed because you haven't learned from your mistakes. Now, on the bright side, this person contacted me, so this person obviously wants help, and it's great. And so this is one way that I'm trying to help him, and also help everyone else out as well. So with that said, I thank you for watching today's video, and I wish you an awesome day of awesomeness. Thank you very much.